What is up, everybody? This is Supersai, and welcome back to another video of Hayday. Now, this is not, well, of course, it's always gameplay videos, but this is not just gameplay. This video has a whole lot of information, and I'm going to be talking about the topic of bots, hackers, and, getting like a 9999999 diamonds and coins and unlimited coins, and this video is going to be all about those topics, as there's much to discuss about them. And so I will be going over those issues, because of those of you, I'll do the Wheel of Fortune. Those of you who watched my last video will know, oh yes, I got a jackpot, that is awesome. Those of you who watched my last video will know how, is this going to be a second jackpot? Almost. Anyway, we got that. Right, so I'll be happy with that. The last video, I came across a bot, and I got it on record, so be sure to check out my last video to see the bot. I got recording of it, and I'm going to be getting more recording of the bot this video, and I'm also going to be talking about hacking bots and the truth behind it all, because it's a very interesting topic, and there's many people that have many different, basically there's two bots. There's the people that say that bots should be allowed and are fine, and the people that say bots are not allowed and are not fine. So I'm just going to be going in and talking a little bit about bots. Also, I'll be going over Supercell's fair play policy for Hayday. So hopefully that's interesting. So yeah, this video will be a lot about that kind of stuff. Right, so I will start by selling off all this stuff I normally sell off, because it's still like a regular kind of video. I just have stuff that I want to get rid of, like so, and I'll still have to get all these going, and I'll get, right, and then I'll come over here, and I'll get that going, like so. Right, and then we'll get the cakes going, and how much white sugar do we have? We have one. Right, so we are going to need some more white sugar, and we'll come over here, and we can do some pancakes over here, which is good. Okay, getting the pancakes going. Oh, right, so I missed that. There we go, so pancakes going there. Also put some of those on. Checking over here, right, haven't got that. Okay, now we can do the tomatoes. Right, so we got the tomatoes, and our next boat has arrived. Oh, we got nails. That's awesome. Right, so I am going to go with a lot of corn, just so I can get everything going in the meantime. Right, so we got that, and then we got, we'll put some bread on. We'll get some of these going. Right, so there we go. Got that going. Have we got enough of those? No. And then we have the sheep, which we have enough of the sheep feed for to immediately refeed all of these. Awesome. Okay, they're good. And then we're going to need some cow feed over here to get these ones. Right, actually what I'll do is I'll get these here. Right, so I'm going to need some more of that. Oh, and now I can check through here, see if there's any good things. Right, no, not so. And I'll come over here. Now I can sell off 6. Wait, no, actually, I want to get some wheat first. Right, so actually I'll go straight to the bot, which I found last video, and sometimes it's been active since. So hopefully it's still active in there. Right, so there it goes. It's leveled up since last video, and right, so as you can see, it is called VTXZMWG. Now currently it's got nothing in there, and I hope that during this video it will put something in there. It's got the wheat, I think, growing. It has got, right, so it's got the bakery going. That's a good sign. It means it will hopefully be active. Right. And so then we can I can show you in this video it being active. Right, so we need, because we want to get some chicken feed going. Right, so we're going to need some corn. Okay, I'm just thinking of what we can do. Okay, actually I'll just go ahead and I'll get that going like so, and then I'll get some of these. I'll put that in there because we want to get chicken feed going if possible, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get rid of all the stuff we don't need. I have upgraded my barn and silo no, not my silo, just my barn, so I have got some more free space, which is really nice to have. It's really good having lots of free space, and then I want to get chicken feed going in here. Right, so then I'll just start talking about the video. I have written down some quotes. It's like part of the policy, the fair play policy, which is online. Supercell, the Hayday team has kind of put it up, and so I'll put the description, the link in my description, so you can go check it out. But anyway, the thing is, in this video is all about bots. So, bots, what are bots? Bots are like computer programmers that they're like artificial Hayday players. So it's not a real Hayday player. It's an automatic, it's a computer program that's automatically, playing for the player. Now, I'm not sure how smart the bots are, but, the most common bot which you'd probably, have heard of, is the bots that automatically continuously harvest wheat and then sell it and continuously plant and harvest wheat, so it's like continuous wheating. They get loads and loads of tools and then they are just selling it all off. So they get up level really quickly and it's really beneficial for them to do that. Right, so this happens to be a bot here. Currently it hasn't got stuff for sale. Hopefully it will start putting stuff up so I can show you, and then it will just automatically just keep continuously growing wheat and selling wheat, and making lots of coins. Now, I personally oppose bots or hacking or any kind of that stuff in general. I think is totally wrong and shouldn't be allowed in Hayday or any other game for that matter. So like all Supercell, and Supercell does a very good job of trying to prevent it. They put in lots of good measures and have a great system of trying to deter it. And if people do it, they're a great system of like kind of banning the players that do it, which I think is very necessary and very good of Supercell to do so. Very responsible, because then it makes the game a whole lot of fun for the actual players playing. So just to prove that Supercell has a very anti-hacking and bots position, I'll read you some of the stuff that they've directly put on their website under the fair play policy. So I'm reading these and it's quoted. Right, so quote, "We do not tolerate cheating or fraudulent behavior. It is strictly prohibited by Supercell's terms of service." Okay, so that's one of them. Another quote, "We consider bot and mod use cheating." So like it's saying bots and mods, they consider that cheating. It's because they say we consider, and then in quotes bot, and then in quotes again, mod, use cheating. So they're basically saying that bots and mods are cheating, and that they said that they do not tolerate cheating, therefore you're not allowed to cheat. They also say, quote, "Trying to gain unfair advantage by using prohibited third-party software can lead to permanent ban of any offending accounts." So that's saying that if you third party, it's like programming stuff that you use. It's like, for example, a program that's not theirs and you're using it on your either computer BlueStacks or just an iOS program that's interfering with the Hayday program or server or whatever and doing stuff. So that's third-party software, and it's saying that you do not use that. If you use that, and that they can detect a lot of, if you're using it, they can often detect that. They say if they catch you using it, they're probably going to permanently ban you. They can also do things like, they don't always go straight to a ban. They sometimes just revoke your coins that you illegally, against their terms of service, it's kind of hacked or modded into the game. They can give you a temporary ban, or they can ban you permanently. And so if you get banned permanently, they say there's no negotiation, you're banned permanently, and so you can't discuss that. So that is one of the things that they have in place. Right, so another third-party software includes, I didn't put this in quotes, I'm not sure why, I've written it down. Third-party software includes, number one, hacks, which is like the mods, which I'm talking about, and programs that unfairly alter game functionality. Right, and so then it says bots. Another thing that's that third-party software includes is bots or gameplay automatic services or scripts, any other programs that aim to modify or provide unearned progress. That's saying if the bot gets you coins or gets you any unearned progress, that is against their terms of service, and they do not want that happening. So you might be asking, so why am I making a video of it? Well, this is just part of it. Part of it is I disagree with using it, and I think it should absolutely be stopped. It's just like whether the terms of service are against it or not. That's of course, that's very part of the point, but the thing is, you just don't, that's just wrong. It's like, you can't just play Hayday and expect to just cheat your way through it. That's just not how the game works, and then it's really unfair on other players in that, and so that's one of the things. Also, selling, this is in quotes, selling, buying, sharing, or giving game accounts to another player is against our terms of service and never endorsed by Supercell. So what that's saying is that you're not allowed to like trade or sell accounts. Like, of course you can sell products in the game. That's totally different. I'm talking about an account. So if I went up to someone on a web eBay or something and said, I'll sell you my level 32 account called Supersite HD YouTube with the player tag of this, and then I'll sell it to you. You are not allowed to do that. Now, there are a few reasons, but one of the main reasons is it's, a big reason. I'm not saying this is the main reason, just I think it's a big reason. It's very dangerous selling accounts. There are a lot of people, if you, buying an account, if you buy an account of someone, you never actually gain full control of it. They can do a whole heap of bad stuff to you and your account. They can keep using the account. They can sell it to another person. So, do not buy an account. It's very dangerous to do that. And selling accounts, likewise, just, you don't want to sell accounts. Yeah, whether you stop playing Hayday or not, you can't sell your account. That is against Hayday's terms of service. And it's a lot around the danger thing of like people then do bad stuff to your account, or it gets really messy, and so it's absolutely fair enough that you can't buy and sell accounts. The buying part is definitely for your protection, so that you don't get burned out from buying an account that you never even get control of. That is part of the buying thing, I would say. Now you might have, this is a very important part of it. You might notice that, like in the comments of YouTube, and sometimes even in your game chat, this is especially true with Clash of Clans, in the chat, Clash of Clans and Clash Royale have a big problem with this, and you often have players coming around and saying, get unlimited, in Clash of Clans, elixir or gold, in Hayday it's gold or, diamonds, get 999 diamonds, or unlimited hack, or free diamonds in there. These are false. Do not click on them. Do not touch them. They are very dangerous, because they often, there's a whole lot of them advertising saying come get unlimited diamonds. I don't know if they work. Most of them don't work. Most of them are just people out there to try and get your details, and quote from the Supercell, all these dudes are trying to trick players into sharing personal data like your email account and password, and that's very true. I'm not sure if any of them actually do work. I've never tried them. Possibly one or two of them do work. I would not know, but the vast majority of them absolutely are just out to catch you and steal your information. They'll be like, oh, give us your, maybe Facebook password or email, or Game Center password or email. I'm not sure if the Game Center one's relevant anymore, but either way, never click on the links. All they're going to do is they're going to scam you. They're going to get away with your details. They can lock you out of your account. Well, I don't know the full surrounding, but they can do a lot of damage to you, and if you give them other important details, never give them personal details or sensitive information. They are out there to scam you, although it might seem really tempting that you can be like, oh, if I just click on that, then I'll get all this progress in that. Please do not do it. The truth is that they are not genuine. Like, even if they were genuine, it's against the terms of service, and it's cheating. But the fact is, most of them aren't genuine, and they're just scammers trying to get your, steal your account, steal your real money, if you give them, bank details, you know, like, to some people, like, it's just, do not do it. It's very, very important that you don't do it, although it sounds tempting, and although you'd just love to just, get a whole heap of stuff for free, it's not worth it. Right, so, here we go. Here's the bot. Right, so if I tap this, he immediately, continuously, if I do this, he'll just keep doing that, immediately replacing them. That last time he didn't, but those, as you saw from with the other stuff, he would just immediately, constantly replacing it, almost instantly. There's no possible way a human could do it that quickly, which means it's obviously a bot. But that there was a bot. Oh, this guy's good. Sorry, I'll just get some stuff. Okay, yep, berry juice. People love berry juice. Wait, I don't know why. I still have heaps of room. Why didn't that work? Okay. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, okay, right. So I tapped the apples. Okay, and the apples are gone. Oh, well, never mind. So that is a very, very important thing. And another great thing and Hayday was absolutely right in saying this. They said, well, it's true. A real Supercell employee will never ask for your password, and so never give anyone your passwords. It's a common scam for the scammer to say, "Oh, I'm a Supercell employee. Please give me your password. I'll fix your account." That is not true. Please totally avoid them. And you might be saying, like, why am I making this video? First of all, it's to warn to warn you guys all the dangers of these things. You might be saying, oh, well, I would never be that silly to click on one. Well, think about it. Obviously, there are people that are doing it, because if people weren't doing it, then those links wouldn't be there. The reason why people continuously post links like, check out this unlimited diamonds thing, is because people are doing it. If no one did it, then it wouldn't work, so they would stop. But obviously some people do it, and it's disastrous consequences, and they might get account banned, they might lose their account. There's a ton of dangers out there that you don't want to fall into. So I'm warning you and saying, please don't tap on them. Now, I'm sure you've probably seen some of the bot videos. They're like bot videos and hack videos coming out about Hayday. I find all the time, like, literally, you go on YouTube, there's just video upon video coming out. I think these videos should be banned. I think they are, well, since they're against Supercell's terms of service, I don't think they're allowed to be on YouTube, and so you could report them in that. I've just seen a couple of them, but I don't watch them in that. It's just, there are lots of videos out there promising that they can hack your account, or they can give you a whole heap of stuff, but you don't want your account hacked. You don't want people interfering with your account. It's bad for you. You have this big danger of losing a ton of stuff, and on top of that, even if they did hack your account and give you coins, then Supercell's just going to see that and probably at minimum take away the coins, and at worst they'll ban your account, and then you'll be like, how come you ban my account? That's so unfair. And they'll be like, you should have listened to our terms of service. And I agree with Supercell on this. And you might be saying, oh, what's the point of you Supercell Hayday making a video like this, like hardly anyone watches it and that. Well, that might be true, but hopefully in the future, this video gets out to a ton of people. This video doesn't even need to get likes or subscribers. The main thing is that it gets viewed, because this here it's telling you the dangers, and I want you to all know the dangers of them. And of course, the bots look cool in that. But in reality, you might say, oh, that's so cool, it's a bot. In reality, that's not good for you, having bots like this. It's not good for you. Even having those bots around, it's bad for you. They're selling all the stuff in the market. It's hard to compete. You just don't want bots around. They're not good at all. And so this video is a lot about bots, and a lot about, bots and hacking and that, and all those players that claim they can hack your account, and all those links and the comments. With Hayday, not that many people come around into your actual neighborhood chat and give you a link, but certainly in the YouTube comments, even on my videos. Well, actually, I haven't had any on my videos yet, but I've definitely seen tons of those links on other players, on other Hayday YouTubers' videos. I'm not in any way suggesting that that's that Hayday YouTuber's fault. People are just as likely to leave those links on my videos as they are other Hayday YouTubers. If I see one of those links pop up, I will absolutely just get rid of it. I will delete that comment, and I don't want anyone commenting on my videos these links that are dangerous. And as another, there's just so many dangers, just so many dangers that around it. Like that you can get if you go onto those websites where they're trying to get your stuff, get your details so they can give you more coins. That on those websites, lots of them have viruses, lots of them have malware, and lots of different dangerous things. You just totally want to avoid it, not only because it's bad to do, but the fact that it's gonna just, no matter what you do, it's gonna end up bad. Let's say you found one that wasn't gonna give you a virus. Let's say you finally got those 999 coins, which I don't think anyone really does. You're just gonna lose the coins and possibly get a banned account anyway. And then the worst is that you go on, you give away your details, they'll fraud you, they'll take your they'll take your details and all that kind of stuff, and they'll do a ton of bad stuff to your account. And if you give them important details like bank details or credit card details, that's disastrous. They can not just use it for Hayday, they can use it for a ton of other stuff. But even if you give them the Hayday details, it's still very bad and will only lead to bad things happening. So that is my warning that I really want to get out. I really want people to know the dangers of that happening. It's a very, very serious issue because lots of people are coming. I don't want any of you watching this video, any person that actually genuinely loves playing Hayday, to lose your account. And so by following the terms of service and just being careful in general, will save you from losing your account or coming into troubles, which people that just get tempted to try and level up quicker, well, get lots of coins quicker and get lots of diamonds quicker, they just fall into big danger, and it's just not good for them. And so that is like mainly it about what I have to say about it. In regards to the bots and the hacking, I don't know much about it. I just know there's different ways that players do it. They just try different methods, more innovative methods that try for them, hopefully go undetected by Supercell. But ultimately, Supercell is going to find you if you do it, and they are going to take away your coins at minimum and possibly ban you from playing Hayday. And so it's not worth it. It's not worth your time, and it's not worth your Hayday account. So I certainly wouldn't recommend doing it. And for all of those of you who would never intend in doing that, I just wanted to warn you about clicking on those Hayday links that claim that they can give you a lot of things. Just don't even bother checking them out, because it's dangerous even going on most of those websites that are advertising it. So don't do that. And so I am absolutely opposed to hacking, and I think it's absolutely great. Every anti-hacking program that Hayday puts in, I'm so happy to see that going. I'd love to have it. I'd love to have Hayday that has absolutely no bots, absolutely no hackers. Everyone that's playing is genuine. I'd love to see this player banned, although it's like, whoa, I found a bot. In reality, that is not good. The fact that I'm finding that I've found a bot, that's a very bad sign. Although bots seem cool, and you're like, oh, that's so awesome, a bot does it. And sure, maybe, well, yeah, I'll admit it's quite cool that people have. It's clever that people have invented machines that automatically harvest the thing. But the point is not the fact that it's clever, but in reality, the real thing is it's against Hayday's terms and services, and for all us genuine players, it's just straight out unfair that some people would just create computer programs that get them everything they want, and then we're just like trying as hard as we can to compete, and it's just it's not fair. Because for example, that bread that I bought off, the bread that I buy off that bot, and the axe for example, now that I've got that bread for 1 coin because it was selling everything for 1 coin, now it means, oh, actually I'm not going to need to buy a bread off someone else. So one of you viewers that are trying to sell bread, I'll be like, oh, no thanks, I don't want your bread, I've already found some. And so then you're missing out. Say likewise, for example, I'm sure many of you will end up at some point in the game buying stuff on a bot, whether you know it or not, and then it will mean that you probably, for example, if you needed 10 bread and you bought 10 bread off a bot, you're not going to go to another farmer and buy bread, and then that farmer can't sell their bread or can't sell whatever because you and I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying it's really unfair on us, on all the genuine players, to be competing against these bots that are just continuously producing stuff and selling it for like cheap ass prices. It's not good, and just hacking in general in any game is just wrong, and it makes it unfair and it makes it unpleasant. And Supercell has clearly highlighted that they want a comfortable, fun, fair environment, and so I think it's absolutely great that they've created a fair play policy, sort of some statements in that, which, as I said before, I'll be putting in the description. Good on you, Supercell, for trying to tackle this problem. They absolutely understand the problem of it. And I want to be one of those hayday YouTubers that absolutely stands with Supercell on this issue. This is an issue that is very important to me. I absolutely want to see a total hack-free, total bot-free hayday in any Supercell game for that matter. Any game, but I'm a big fan of Supercell. I love the company. I love the ideas they have and everything Supercell does. I read lots of articles about Supercell and their how they work out ideas and how the different teams function, and they've got a very different method of doing stuff to that of most gaming companies. And so I'm a big fan of Supercell, and I'm so glad to their commitment to try and stop the hacking and the botting. That is something that's very valuable to me, as I'm sure you know from me making this video, but as well as saying how grateful I am to Supercell for tackling the problem as well as they can. I absolutely wanted to warn you of the truth of those hacking bot things, and all the people putting links in description, as comments, and on Facebook you might see a few comments. You'll even have people come, as I said before, into your neighborhood chat. Don't check out the links, and if you see them as comments, be more than welcome to report those comments. Don't report anything that's not that this isn't wrong. I'm just talking about links that are absolutely clear, saying get 9999 diamonds by clicking on this link. Obvious ones like that, I recommend that you report them. And if enough of us stand strong on this issue and say we want it resolved, since I absolutely am so happy with Supercell for spending the amount of time they're doing, and so I want to show, and I want as many people of you to show support for Supercell and say thank you so much. We really appreciate you getting rid of these bots and hackers and all this unfair stuff happening in Hayday, and I'm so glad that they are tackling the issue. But I also wanted you guys to know the truth about those links. They are not genuine, and you might say, and sure, people will claim, oh yeah, look what I got from this, and look how beneficial I am. Don't believe them. Most probably they're lying if they say, oh, I've got 9999 diamonds or whatever, and they're just trying to scam you. They're just trying to get your details. Never give details to those players if they come into your neighborhood chat, and never click on those links on YouTube or Facebook or any other where you see those things. Make sure to report them if you want to. If you don't really care about it, don't click on it anyway. But you don't have to report them. It's just a good thing if lots of people report them. Right, so that is basically it for the information. I will go back and check out the bot. Of course, I'm not going to deny, I think that what the bots do, it's really clever, and it's quite cool, but that's not the point. The point is it's wrong, and they're not allowed to do that, and it's an unfair advantage, and it's against Supercell's terms and terms of service. Yeah, that's the one. And so it's an issue that I really want to tackle, and hopefully if enough of us encourage Supercell, and I'm not sure how we can completely eradicate the problem. I don't know if it will ever be completely eradicated, but if enough of us try, then we at least have a hope of saying we don't want these bots, we don't want these hackers, and if enough of us refuse to click on those links or stuff like that, then maybe we'll start to see the problem slowly vanishing and disappearing and getting more minimal, because none of us are going to be going and falling for their deceitful tricks to get us to click on those links, which just are totally false and bad. So yeah, that is basically what I had to say on the video. In other videos, I'm sure if I have more thoughts about the issue, I'll be sure to say them, but I wanted to make a whole video dedicated to the truth about it and the danger it imposes, and I wanted to let you guys know about how I feel about the issue, and also I wanted to warn you about the dangers of those links. Lots of people don't realize it, lots of people are very naive about it, and especially since there's lots of young players, often click on those links thinking, oh, that's so cool, I'll be able to level up quickly, and then before they know it, they lose their account, they lose a whole heap of stuff, and I really hope that they never give away any credit card details or bank details, because that's far more disastrous. But losing your Hayday account is very sad, and you certainly wouldn't want to lose it to them, and you wouldn't want it banned or anything. You don't want want black marks or red marks strikes against you. You don't want that. You want a totally clean account, and so you don't want to have anything associated with or seen trying to do dodgy things. Supercell can see those things. I'm not sure to what level, and I'm not sure how smart the bots are getting. Certain bots are smarter than others, but Supercell is also getting smarter with their detection methods, I'm sure, and developing them so they can detect you more and more easily. And then it's good because then they'll be catching more and more bots in that, and it will discourage players from creating bots and discourage players from hacking the game, because they'll just get banned accounts, so there'll be no point anyway. So yeah, that is basically it. I keep saying that, but then I always think of something else because it's such an interesting issue. Yeah, I got a mallet. Yeah, I think I'm happy. I'm starting to get good at talking in the video while I'm playing. I had to sort of pause when I read the quotes because I hadn't memorized the quote. Well, quotes like statements that they had on their website. But like with some of the stuff, of course, I just try and talk now while playing the video, and I hope I'm getting better at it. I feel like I'm getting better at it, and that's good because then I can be playing while you guys are listening. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, so I'm gonna go check out the almost. I asked them how it is pronounced, and they said almost a. Rather than almosta, it's almost a. So almost a, I'm at almost a's farm, and obviously, well, they only appear to have wheat. Sadly, sometimes they have other stuff, which is good. Right, and then we'll come over here, and we're waiting for someone to buy up the corn. Oh, someone helped me with that. Thank you. Actually, it's a no thank you. I don't really want you filling them up. Oh, right. Now I think about it, I shouldn't be doing those because people are going to help me with those. I definitely should be doing the creams because no one really wants to help with the cream or the sugar or the butter or sometimes the cheese ones. People don't want to. So sorry, when you advertise, you want to be advertising ones. What I mean by doing the help thing, you want to be asking for help with the creams and sugars if possible. Never do products. So unless of course they've got all products. I mean, sorry, not products. I mean anything from the silo. Anything that is held in the silo, don't do help with, because most people are more than happy to help with those things. Do ones that are hard to get, especially cream and butter and brown sugar, white sugar, things like that, syrup, cheese. People don't want to help with those, and so you don't want help. You want people to buy up your stuff, and so you want that advert to stay in. Right, so then I'll do this. I think I'll do a wheat one, and so now I've got a wheat one, and so I've got two adverts in. That's kind of good, kind of bad. Good in the fact that, yay, I've got two in, but bad in the fact that I got to two and my first lot hadn't sold. Anyway. Right, and then we'll come through and we'll start harvesting this lot again. So I'm so looking forward to upgrading my barn again. I'm always looking forward to that. Same with my silo. Oh, and also as I'll plant some more wheat. Oh, right, there we go. And then I'll get some more wheat like so. Okay, so more and more and more wheat, and then it's kind of like full. Okay, so I unlocked my fourth fishing slot, which happened to be this one here. It cost 4 of each, 4 mallets, 4 marker stakes, and 4 deeds. So that was quite cool. Because my barn had been upgraded, I had lots of space. It is so nice to have more space. Like, for the first few minutes after I've upgraded, it's like, I've got lots of space! And then a few minutes later, I'm like, oh wow, I'm full again. And yeah, it seems to fill up quite quickly. Right, so I'm always trying to sell off things like that and that. All the things I don't need. Excess bacon, excess milk if I've got this in production, and also that right there. Okay, and then we'll do that, and then okay, right, yay, people are buying stuff, awesome, thank you, pal, thank you for buying that, that's awesome, I love people buying my stuff, it's really, really useful. And then I'll just go and check on that bot once more and see where they're up to, or what they're doing at the moment. Right, so there we go, we are slowly getting rid of our wheat, which is good, and then we'll be able to grow some more. Oh, right, so they did buy the advert, but I'm still pretty happy because they bought up all the other stuff as well. So that will do a big decrease in all the stuff we have. Right, so that's decreased it, and then we'll come over here, we'll harvest that, and that, and that. Yay, we got some panels. Awesome, it's awesome to get stuff. Right, and we'll go check out this bot once more. I will continue following them and see what happens. They might end up getting banned. They've leveled up since yesterday. Right, so currently they haven't got anything, but you did see earlier in the video how I was tapping and it was immediately being replaced. I will wait a little bit longer, see an interesting interesting how, although it's stopped now, I don't know why it stopped, but interesting how the bakery continues going, and that will be because since it's wheat and that only produces wheat, only uses wheat, then the bot will be able to do that, obviously being programmed to do that. But since the bot hasn't been programmed to like buy stuff in the market when it needs it, that's why the other stuff isn't producing. But since it's just doing wheat, it can continuously keep that going. As you can see, it hasn't got animals, but since it's not probably smart enough to feed animals, then there's no point having them. But I don't know why they bought all the pens in there anyway. But it is interesting seeing how they function, and you learn a bit from how they program. I'm sure there's like some really smart ones that do buy. Well, I don't know. That would have to be a very smartly programmed one, but I'm sure they exist that do buy the stuff and feed them and all that. But I really do hope that this video, more than anything, you learned some stuff from it. You learn about the dangers of those links and how it's far more dangerous than just oh, we'll check it out. It's really, really bad, and so I definitely absolutely advise you to stay away from those links, and also how wrong the bots are and the hacks are, and how we want to try and do everything we can to try and prevent them, and absolutely encourage Supercell and congratulate them on doing a good job every time that they stop these bots. So I'll actually be happy if that bot that I'm following gets banned. That will be absolutely awesome. I'll be like, yay, that will be very, very good. And so, yeah, so I hope you learned something from this video. I've tried my best to make it as interesting as possible. I'll just go through and get those, and I hope some of Supercell's policy statements will make you think about, like, well, you obviously then know their position on it, but also you'll just know about the risks of it, and you'll know about all that kind of stuff that I talked about in the video. Right, so that will do, and I'll wrap it up right there. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please share this video. More than anything, I want this video to get views, because people viewing it is very, very important, because I want the message to get out. This is more than just like, well, oh yay, he's requesting wheat. This is more than just like a video. It's, well, it is just it's a video, but the point is this video has a really important message that I want to get out to as many players as possible, so then people won't fall for the trap, and they'll also start to understand the dangers of clicking on those links. They'll understand why the bots are really unfair. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Supersight, and remember to make coins faster than honeybees make honey.